Hello everyone, my name is Patson Daka and you're watching Polo Polo Die Hard TV. Enjoy. We need a bit of time to recover and then our first game will be on the 3rd.
Okay. Well, Patson, you've got so many of your fans all over the world that are joining in here and they sending you greetings. Simon Prochaska says, Patson, a.k.a. the beast of career mode. Nemani Inspiration says, we're so proud of you, Patson. You and Enoch are the future of Zambian football. The Bola Nalesa boys.
No, I just want to say thank you to not only Zambians, but everyone else out there around the world that continue supporting me, continue supporting Red Bull and the Zambian national team as well. It's really a privilege. It's not that maybe I'm special that I'm in this position, but it's just a privilege. And it's we know that everything happens for a reason. And so if you've got a chance, you have to use it wisely. So I'm really humbled to have this opportunity. And to all the fans out there, I just say that I'll continue giving my best and I should continue bringing the support and I'll continue doing my best not to disappoint them.
Yeah, you love your fans. Rudy Ashenden says, my friend loves his football shirt that you gave him. And then I'm just looking at some of the questions here. Alfred Domabiala says, I really appreciate the way that you have been interacting when it comes to your sport program. Trevor Kanwi, Zambia says, Zambia and South Africa. Mozo Jr., Patson the Maestro. Patson is seeing all of your messages, guys. So keep them coming. And, of course, your questions. Patson, we want to know a little bit more about you. And we want to hear about your journey and how it started. Take us back. Growing up and also tell us about your love for the game, how that came about.
Okay. Yeah, so I grew up in Zambia, in a small town called Kafiwe. And I come from a family of two, with the firstborn being my elder sister and I'm the last born. And I started playing football at a very young age. Like growing up, I only knew about football and school. Yeah. Those are the two things that I knew about. And of course, I knew about God. And my inspiration about football came from my late dad. May his soul rest in peace. He was a footballer also, and he used to be a very big inspiration to me. And of course, even now he still is, because I feel like I'm picking it up from where he left, and I'm like continuing his legacy, and it's my responsibility to keep it going. So that's where I draw my inspiration from, and it was not an easy journey. Starting up, like you have to know when to train, when to go to school, when to do this.
Did you always want to become a footballer because of your dad from a very young age? Oh, yes.
Yeah? I've never thought about anything else. It was just football. Because that's one thing that I was used to. That's what my parents supported me. And I really appreciate their support, because growing up, I wouldn't say that there was a point where they said I should never play football, but they just made sure that I knew the right time to do things, when to play football, when to go to school, when to do this. So, yeah. Yeah,
because oftentimes, you find other footballers when they're very young and they want to play football, the parents are always like, no. You need to pursue a career that's a little bit more stable. You need to focus on your academics and you need to focus on school. So you're very privileged to, have had that kind of support where you were able to balance both.
Yeah, I think, again, what comes in is, with some parents, again, I think when you get to understand as a parent that you don't have to force your child to do something. Maybe you want your child to get into a job where there's a lot of money, but for as long as there's no passion, there's no love, your child does not love to do that thing. It won't bring satisfaction to him, and it will be like every time he or she fails, she'll blame you because you force her or you force him to do something, But because we are people with different gifts, if the parent can identify a gift of a child and support that gift, push him and to make sure that he or she can understand that, okay, at this time I have to do this. I have the support of my family. It will even be easy for him to not do something at the wrong time because he knows that he has the support of the family, and at this time he doesn't have to do this.
That's wise words for parents in terms of supporting your young ones. Lubundla Junior 10 says, any tips for a young footballer? Like you said, it wasn't easy. Tell us about the things that you used to do, and just any tips for those up-and-coming young footballers that could help them on their journey.
Well, first of all, I think what makes most of the young players, us young players, like struggle to become better or to live our dreams is because we try not to understand the difference between having an inspiration, like from someone, you're being inspired by someone and wanting to be that person, you know, because we are different people with different gifts. For me,
and different
as
abilities,
person, I've got different abilities which have been given by God. So a young player who aspires to be like me, I always say, don't wish to be like me, but always wish to be a better version of yourself, because you can draw inspiration from me, take the good things that you see from me, and use it to your advantage to become a better person, to become a better player. So not wanting to be me because my body, the way it responds is different to your body, and so you have to understand your body again. So I think one has to understand himself and just to get inspiration from different people that is going to help him to achieve his goal and to become a better person. But at the end of the day, again, what we have to have in common is to have discipline, to have the fear of the Lord, and just follow the dream and do it with passion. If it's something that you love, be dedicated to it, and everything will fall in place.
Yeah, Lubundla Junior 10 says, you inspire me to work hard and work very, very hard. That's what's important. Let me see. Okay, Trevor, we're going to ask your question a little bit later on. All right. So now, okay, so you knew that this is what you wanted to do. You had the support from your parents, which is fantastic. And you played at school, right?
Yeah.
So tell us when you actually joined a club, a junior club, and started playing then.
I joined, there was an academy in Kafue called Ajax. And then I joined that academy, I think when I was 8 or so. Then the coach who was coaching us by then, he was a very good man. He really made sure that he didn't care whether you have got talent, but if you're not disciplined, if you're not following the rules, then you're not going to play in his team. So the discipline part and all that, it came in at a very young age, whereby the people that were surrounding me were really taking it so serious. And after that, I joined Kafue Celtic. I think it was in 2013 or 2012. That's when my usual journey started, to play in a competition.
At any stage, were you with the Jana Rangers?
Yes,
at all?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
right.
from Kafue Celtic, I spent about 2 years or so. That's when I went there was a program called Airtel Rising Stars in Zambia. Yeah, so after that program, we went to Nigeria for a tournament. We came back, and then by then, I just finished my grade 12. So I was told by my manager of Kafue Celtic to say there were some offers from different clubs in the Super Division in Zambia. So, but for him, because he really cared about my progress, my development, he didn't just look at the money aspect, but he wanted my development. So he said, okay, if we were to look at the money aspect, this is the better club that you can go to. But if we want to look at your development and to invest in you for the future, then I think you can go to Nchanga Rangers because the coach by then, Mr. Phaeton Simkonda, may he rest in peace, he really loved me and he liked me. He wanted me to go there, and he was like a father, you know, to everyone at the team. And so I decided that I'm going to go there because I liked the way Nchanga Rangers were playing. There were some of my friends there, so it was easy for me to make a decision, and that's how I went to join Nchanga Rangers in 2016.
Is that what is so important as well, is to have the right guidance? Because perhaps your journey wouldn't have been what it was had you not kind of joined the teams that you did. Because like you say, there were so many other teams that gave you offers.
Yeah, there were so many teams. Like I remember there was I received an offer also from Nkana. It was a point where of just me putting on ink on the paper, you know. But again, it didn't really, because for me I was like a young boy, you know. You don't really care, like, oh, you don't know much about the pressure of the big teams and all that. So it was just that maybe outside I'll be playing for this team, but because I had the right guidance, they knew what I like I'm going to be involved into. So they made sure that I made the right decision. And today I'm very grateful and I appreciate every day, because if I had made the wrong choice by then, I don't know how it would have been today.
Muiza Siwale says, I'm in a position where Patson once was when he was in Zambia. I really would love to know what kept him going to reach this height and what he did and worked on. And that's what we're hearing now as we go through your journey. 2016 was such a big year for you, but it was also a difficult year for you. Tell us about 2016.
Yeah, 2016 was really a big year for me. It was full of ups and downs. It was a very challenging year. And I remember, because the time I joined Nchanga Rangers, I played almost every game. And I scored, I think, 2 goals that season. And for a striker, it was really insane, you know. And I only got, I think it was 1 assist or so. It was really frustrating. And but I think what kept me going also, it's just the faith in the Lord, because like I always believe that everything happens for a reason, everything it's on time. So I just focused on God. I just said, this is a preparation for me. It's a foundation. If I have a strong foundation, then it means the house will be strong enough not to be just brought down by anything. So during that moment, I really stayed more connected to God, and I kept my hard work. I just believed in myself. I said, I am the one who has put myself in this position, and it's only me who can remove myself from this position. So I made sure that I continued to work hard. I continued to give my best each and every day. And by the blessings of the Lord, it happened that I received an offer from Power Dynamos. And by then, to say the truth, I was not in a position to say that I can go to a better club, you know, to a bigger club. But it so happened that I was given an offer, and when I went to Power Dynamos again, it was not a good start. It was a very, very bad start.
Yeah, I am like someone. It says your stay at Power Dynamos was very challenging for you. Tell us more about that. And Coach DK is believing you. Tell us about it now. Yeah. Because before we even go there, Patson, I was going to say, you know, while you were going through those challenging times, at no stage did you doubt that maybe this is your path, that maybe football is your path? Were you always maintained that belief that this is what you are supposed to do?
Yes, like not any challenge has ever like pushed me to a point of saying, I'm going to give up, this is not my thing. It has never happened. Like all the challenges that I've been facing, like they were the drive that was keeping me going to say, I have to do more. There's something that I'm not doing right that I have to do right. So always I was trying to identify what is it that I'm not doing right. What do I have to stop doing? What do I have to start doing? You know, so even the time when I went to Power Dynamos, it was a very crucial moment for me. I remember I scored in the first game.
Okay.
The first game of the season, I scored, and we won that game. And it was so like special for me, looking at from where I'm coming from, and I only scored 2 goals in one season, and coming to another season to a bigger club, and then I scored the first game. It was like, okay, this is a
good start.
This is where it starts now. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it happened that from there, it became dry. I never scored any goal. I never assisted, but I was playing, and the fans were so like upset with me. They didn't want me anymore at the club, you know, and including at the national team. Like, not everyone wanted me. They really didn't want to see me or to see my face anywhere, to see my name anywhere. It was a crucial moment for me. But again, like I said, it was only God and the circle that was around me that kept me going again.
And clearly the coach believed in you, because you weren't scoring, but you were playing.
Yeah, and by then there was Coach Tenan Chirumba. He believed in me, and he really told me that, you know, your time will come. You're doing everything right, but it's not just your time. When your time comes, no one is going to stop you. But again, when someone is telling you that as a young boy, you just feel like maybe they don't want you to feel bad and just to make you feel good, you know. But after that, Coach Tennant was fired, and then they brought in a new coach after the first round of the season. And then now it became more complicated for me to say, is the coach who's going to come? Like, would he want to keep me? Would he want me to play for his team, you know? Because I didn't knew him.
Yeah.
And then, like, there were some rumors that, no, the club wants to take me on loan somewhere else, you know. And so there were a lot going through my mind. But again, my friends like Larry Walia, Benson Sakala, and the people who were surrounding me, they really believed in me, and they just kept me pushing, like, just continue doing what you're doing. The things that you're doing are correct, but it's just a matter of time. Don't listen to what the fans are saying. They are the same people who are going to, like, come back to you. So
how do you do that though? How do you focus on your game and fixing what you're not doing right when there's all this noise and naysayers and all this negativity around you? How do you do that as a youngster?
Well, I think, again, it's like I said before, it's about having passion about something, loving what you do, and just knowing that, like, for me, it was just one thing that I knew that this is the one thing that is going to change me. It's going to change my family. It's one thing that I love doing. So regardless of challenges that are coming, if it was an influence from my family to say, you have to play football, I would have given up a long time ago, you know. I would have done something else, but because it's something that I chose to do, something that I love, that I've got passion with. So,
and you went all in. There was no side hustle, or, you know, there was no just in case. It was football all the way. You went
nothing.
all in.
It was just football all the way, because I remember after I was thinking about, like, what will happen next, and then I received a call to say, no, you are not going anywhere. The new coach who's coming in, he said he wants to work with you. It feels like he's got faith in you, you know. So it was a relief for me. And then when the second round came, it's just like it was a turnaround.
Okay.
I was scoring in almost every game that I played, and I scored, I think, in the first round, I scored 1 goal. And then in the second round, I scored, I think, 13 or 12 goals. And then I was the top scorer of the club.
Wow.
And then it all changed, you know. All the people who were insulting me, they now started supporting me.
It's like that in football.
That's
like that. Listen, it's like that in life. It's like that in football. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you were the best. Lineker Mwix, I see your question, and I'm going to get to it as we continue this particular conversation. So that's what led, because you got the Rookie of the Year award in 2016.
Yeah.
And then everyone started paying attention, saying, "Hey, here's this prospect. Here is this great footballer."
Yeah. So after that,
Yeah.
like it also gave me more of a drive to say, okay, now I think the foundation is strong now. I'm able to stand tall now to face everything, and receiving a prestigious award by then, like I didn't even imagine it.
Yeah.
It's not something that I was focusing on. It just came in as a bonus. Yeah. So it was special for me, and I appreciate that I received so much support from my teammates, from my friends, my family, and everyone who believed in me. It was really a special thing for me.
Unbelievable. Okay, so continue this journey. So Power Dynamos, right? And then Red Bull Salzburg. Now, when they obviously with your Rookie of the Year award, right? In 2016, we're going to talk about the under 20 AFCON a little bit later on, because that's another competition and another tournament that made you top of mind for other teams abroad, right? We'll discuss that a little later on when we talk about you playing for Zambia and Chipolopolo. So now, when Red Bull Salzburg came knocking, there were other teams in Europe that wanted you, right?
Well, by then, before it happened with Red Bull Salzburg, it was, I had started coming to Europe for trials, but it was not a point of, okay, before that, I would say we had gone for the under-17 tournament. So during that tournament, that's where Freddie Kanute, my agent, saw me.
Yeah.
Then he contacted me. That's how we started speaking, and then that's how he became my agent. So for him, his plan was that he knew that I was a young player who needs to develop, and who, if I am to play in Europe, I have to have a view of European football. I have to have that insight,
First,
so when I was in Zambia, when I was playing for Power Dynamos, he brought me to Europe. I went for trials in Lille. By then, Hervé Renard was the coach, and he was the former coach for Zambia, so he knew me. And so I went there to just get the experience,
feel.
And then there were a lot of talks from Zambia. No, they just want money from the boy, all that. But they really didn't understand why I was coming to Europe, Then they thought, he's just going there because the agent wants money or that. But it was for me to have that idea, to have that mindset of European football. And from France, I went to Spain, to Espanyol. I also trained with Espanyol, I think, for a week. And then from Espanyol, I went to Portugal. In Portugal, so I trained there for 2 weeks, I think. And then I came back, and then there were now a lot of talks now. Hey, look at the way they are moving the boy around. He's from France, where, and
Portugal, Spain,
Yeah, they are confusing him. They just want money. But they know that he cannot sign, but they're just taking him everywhere. But for me, it didn't bother me because I knew the direction that we were heading. So and by then I was prepared, and I had that insight in mind. Even when the time I was back in Zambia, when I was training, I wasn't training at a level where I want to stay in Zambia, I went to Spain, to Espanyol. I also trained with Espanyol, I think, for a week. And then from Espanyol, I went to Portugal. In Portugal, so I trained there for 2 weeks, I think. And then I came back, and then there were now a lot of talks now. Hey, look at the way they are moving the boy around. He's from France, where, and
Portugal, Spain,
Yeah, they are confusing him. They just want money. But they know that he cannot sign, but they're just taking him everywhere. But for me, it didn't bother me because I knew the direction that we were heading. So and by then I was prepared, and I had that insight in mind. Even when the time I was back in Zambia, when I was training, I wasn't training at a level where I want to stay in Zambia. I was training with an insight, with a mindset of coming to Europe anytime. So
and also what's required in Europe.
Yeah,
now,
so it was
because you've seen it.
Yeah, because I was told by the coaches what I have to improve on, what I have to work on.
Oh, nice.
Because my agent also is an ex-footballer. He understands what a footballer has to do and what I have to work on. So he has been like telling me what I have to improve in. He's like also my personal coach. You know, he tells me you have to do this at this time.
Tell us a little bit about that. The advice that you got from these different teams in Europe. Just some of the things that you had to improve on.
Well, by then, you know, I think mostly like for us Africans, we have got so much talent. But like for me, coming from Zambia, there were a lot of tactical things that were missing in me. Because, you know, for us Africans, we are not really exposed to, like more especially in Zambia, not exposed to more developed academies, you know, where they're focusing, developing the tactical things in the young players, the ball controls, how to move the ball, all those little things, you know. So there's some moments whereby you have to take your first touch to keep the ball in motion, but maybe you keep it static, you know. And I said, no, you don't have to do this. Maybe where you have to do 2 touches, you're making 3, 4 touches. So those little things, you know, they say, okay, we think this guy didn't really have that academy development, you know. Yeah, but they can see that you have the passion, you have the drive, and you have the quality, but it's just little things that
you need to fine-tune.
So those are the things that I always like was getting to say, no, feel like you can come, we can sign you when you are ready, when you like you're even eligible to come to Europe, you know.
Oh wow.
You have the potential, but we feel like you really have to work on things. And they talked to my agent, and my agent also talked to me. He advised me what I can do to improve those things. And then when I came back, when I went back to Zambia, we were preparing for the Africa Cup qualification against Cameroon. We were playing up in Cameroon. So we had gone to Zimbabwe for a preparation. We were playing a friendly game against Zimbabwe. And by then the coach was Wetson Yelenda.
Yeah.
So when we played a friendly game, we finished, and it was like tomorrow we'll be flying out to go to Cameroon. And then I received a phone call from my agent to say, we have talked with your coach. You won't be going with the team to Cameroon.
To Cameroon.
And I was like, but why? Where am I? Why? What happened? You know?
Yeah.
So then he told me, you know, the coach is going to explain to you. Go and talk to the coach, and then we'll talk later.
Okay.
That's how I went to talk to the coach, and then he explained to me. He told me, no, we received an offer from your agents. They said there's an offer. The opportunity has come in that you can go and attend trials in Austria. And by then, I didn't have an idea about Austria. I didn't know anything, or even Red Bull.
Yeah.
So I started like searching on internet to know more about Red Bull, to know more about Austria. And then I was surprised to know that that's where David Alaba comes from. And I was like, but I know these players, but I just didn't know that they
didn't know the league. Yeah.
So that's how I had to pack my bags to say, oh, for me, so tomorrow the team will be going this direction, me, I'm going the other direction.
Wow.
That's how I came to know about like the opportunity to come to Austria.
Austria.
Yeah. Then that's how I came in the following day.
And here's the interesting thing. Something else that you and your agent loved is that it was a perfect fit for you because they were also very well known in terms of developing and guiding some of the up and coming talent.
Yeah, and like our agent has a very good relationship with Red Bull because he has got some. I think we're about four or five players from who are managed by him. Okay. I think 4 are from Mali, and then 2 from Zambia, me and Enoch.
And you left with Enoch, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I first came.
Okay.
And then I stayed here for about 6 months. And then that's how Enoch came for trials. Then I had just to convince him to come and stay because I needed someone to stay with, to
keep you
keep me company.
company.
And yeah.
So tell us, there's what is called a corporation, you became like a corporation player, right? So Red Bull Salzburg signed you, but you were loaned out to FC Liefering. Okay?
Yeah. So when I came here, I wasn't like training with Red Bull. I was with Liefering all the time. I didn't even knew where Red Bull were training from. Like I just knew about Liefering, you know.
Yeah.
So I stayed here for 2 weeks, and then I came back to Zambia, and then they were following my progress. And by then we were in South Africa. There we came for a COSAFA tournament. Unfortunately, we had beaten you guys in the final.
You're forgiven. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, then they told me to say, okay, we're going to make a deal. These guys have agreed to that they would love to sign you. And by then, for me, when I was coming back to Zambia, I had an idea that I was going to come back because after I finished my trials, the coach called me and then he told me, no, for me, I'm impressed with you. I would love you to come back and stay here because I've seen some qualities that you would want to have in the team, which you have and we don't have. So I think the only thing that is remaining is about your agent and the team to like finalize everything. But for me as a coach and for my assistant and everyone would want you to come back. We don't know about you. So I was like, of course for me, I'd want to come back. So I'm going to hear what my agent are going to say. And then that's how they finalized everything. And then I had to come back again.
But tell me something. Did you know about some of the other teams in Europe, some of the other big names and big name clubs in Europe that wanted you at that time?
Oh, at that time, I really didn't know.
You weren't aware? Okay.
No.
But did you hear about it afterwards?
Yeah, it was funny because after I signed for Red Bull, I started playing for Liefering, the second, like the corporate team for Red Bull. Yeah, so I started playing, and then my agent received a text from Leith. They were asking him to say, because when I went to Leith, I met Levo Motiba. Yeah. He was like a good friend there to, take care of me and all that. Yeah. He's really a good guy.
Brothers from Southern Africa.
Yeah. So he received a text to ask him about me, and then he was like, but this player was once there. He came for trials and you didn't want to sign him. And then they refused, no, we never saw this player, And then so that's how he showed them some of the clips, and then they were like, but
wait a minute.
We never received any information from the people who take care of the players, about him. We never, Then it was like, no, as it is now, there's nothing that you can do. And then also, with Espanyol again, also, they were also surprised to say that I was once there, They were like, but how come we didn't get this player to be playing for us? And what made them even more, it was after the UEFA Youth League, after they won the UEFA Youth League, that's when they were like, how come this didn't happen,
Yeah.
There
was a question here from, let me find it. I can't find it. But basically talking about settling in Austria. Oh, yeah. It's Mills Calvin. Was it difficult for you to settle in Austria?
Not really. Really? It wasn't really difficult for me. The reason being, the time I came here, I found a lot of African players who were able to speak English, and they were able to advise me about what like they expect from me, what I have to do. And what was really challenging for me to settle down was the weather, because the time I came it was winter, it was snowing like crazy. So, and I wasn't used to it. It was difficult for me to play or to train, and it was getting very cold.
Yeah.
And also the language also was a bit of a challenge, because like I didn't understand everything. But lucky enough, like I said, there was some players from Mali, from Ghana, who were able to translate for me, to help me in everything that I do. And also because by then when I arrived, I was staying at the Red Bull Academy. So there were some educators there who were making sure to take care of the foreign players, and everyone was just staying at the academy. So they really made it easy for me to settle down. I didn't feel more like lost or homesick, but they made sure that I was feeling like I'm home.
Yeah, you're part of a family.
Yeah.
Patrick Chingimba says, which one is your dream club? So I didn't ask you this. Which team did you support growing up?
Growing up, I was supporting Liverpool and Barcelona. Yeah, those were my clubs that I grew up supporting.
And you still support them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And footballers, because you spoke about your inspiration. Obviously, you said your dad, but other footballers that you really loved, you loved how they play, and that you followed.
Yeah, there are quite a lot. I get inspiration from different players, a lot of players. Like I said earlier on, like it's not a matter of me becoming that person, but me getting some abilities that can improve my play, you know. So there are some players like Luis Suarez of Barcelona, and there's Jamie Vardy.
Okay.
Hernandez, Chicharito, there's Kylian Mbappe.
Okay.
Yeah, they are quite different players that I look at in different aspects. In their movements. If you talk of Suarez, his movements in the box is insane. Like he's got the nose for the ball, you know, he knows when and how to move. So I also try to learn from him in that aspect, and also like the type of Jimmy Vardy kind of play where he always wants to play behind the defense. They put the ball through, you know, he always wants to be 1v1 with the goalkeeper and all that. And the type of like also Aguero, who is able to finish in almost every angle, you know.
Yeah.
So, like for Mbappe, I look also at the explosiveness that he has, and because I know that I've got some speed, so I feel like okay, I can try to learn from him how he uses explosiveness. And for Chicharito, I also got to understand that he's one player who, like, he's always aware, he's always ready for anything. He has got no trust for the goalkeeper, you know. He always wants to go for a rebound. Whether the goalkeeper catches the ball, he doesn't. So that's what I also try to learn from. And I think it helped me also to score my first Champions League goal with that.
There was at when you played FC Genk.
Yeah.
Did you know that you made history when you scored that goal? Did you know that was a record, that was history? No Zambian has ever scored in the Champions League before?
No, I didn't. I didn't have any idea.
Tell us about that goal.
Well, that goal was really special, and because like it's every player's dream to score in the Champions League, regardless of which team you're playing against. But just to score in the Champions League, it's every player's dream. And for me to score that night, it's something that I've been dreaming about, something that I always wanted before even the tournament began. And for me to score in that game, it was really special. I felt like satisfied, you know, like, okay,
Yeah.
I have gotten one of many to come. So, which
Yeah.
was very important, you know. I've unlocked the door now. So it's just a matter of now going in now. Yeah.
Angel Musanda says, my God, we love you, and may you continue lifting our Zambian flag. And then someone asked what playing in the Champions League is like.
I can't describe the feeling with words.
Yeah.
But it's just like Champions League football. It's on its own level. It's
another level.
It's another level, you know,
Yeah.
where that's why it's called Champions League. It's just for champions, you know. They are elite players, and for me as a developing player to be able to play in the Champions League where elite players are playing, it was a memorable thing for me. It was a great achievement also. Like, a lot of players have played, good players have played at a higher level, but some of them, they have not played in the Champions League.
That's right.
And for me, just starting up, developing my career, I got the chance to play in the Champions League and to score in the Champions League. It can only be good.
And there's more to come.
There's more to come, definitely.
Mr. Kachiba says, is Salzburg training just about scoring goals? Yeah. Hey, you've got a message. Okay, wait, tell us about that, and then I'll give you a message, other message here.
No, it's not just about scoring.
Yeah.
I think it's only because the philosophy of Red Bull teams, it's attacking football. So I think that's one thing that helps us to score many goals, and also the high pressing game that we have, you know, like just running like crazy. So it's something that helps us to score many goals.
Look at this. Michael Essien is here. He says,
oh my goodness.
He says, well done, boy. Keep it up. He's watching. What do you want to say to Michael? I know he's another footballer that you look up to.
So much respect for him. I've got so much respect for him.
Yeah.
But I hate him for one thing. The goal he scored against Barcelona, I was so upset. But I loved it at the same time. He's a very good inspiration for us, more especially Africans, to see the great things that he has achieved, the great things that he's done for football. It's a very great inspiration, and we are following in his footsteps. We are believing that one day also we'll keep on where he's left it, and we'll keep on taking the African continent to the next level. Yeah.
Balaru says, does your club regulate what you eat when you're at home, for instance?
Yes, they do. Like, there's a nutritionist. They make sure they give us the program, the menus for the week. So you have to know, or you have to eat this, you have to drink this. But again, at the same time, you can eat something else, but you have to know that it's something that is going in line with what it is required for you. You know, you cannot just eat any food at any time when you feel like, no, you have to follow the menu that you're being given.
Is that the difference as well about, playing in Europe? It's just the attention to detail. And that's why you're able to develop, as you say, as much as you do and as you have.
Yeah, in Europe, the one thing that is like that has helped me personally is I've come to understand that football is not just played on the field when you just go on the field and you start playing, but here, like at Red Bull, they take every detail like seriously. You know, like you have to understand what you're eating. Like you have to understand your mental health. You know, as a psychologist, you have to make sure that you're in a good state to play football. You know,
all round. Yeah.
In Africa, you may find like someone maybe he's having family problems. He has got no one to talk to, and then he comes on the field today. maybe the coach doesn't know anything about, his friends don't know anything about, and you're just all surprised. Why is he playing like this?
Yeah.
You know, because we just feel like, okay, it's his responsibility to do this, you know. But if, let's say, the club has got someone who's like checking up on players to see what they are doing, what they are lacking, what they want, all that, you know, it's helpful, because it's not everyone who can just come or go to the coach and open up to say, I mean, I've got this problem.
This is what I'm going through.
This is what I'm going through.
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes when there's someone whom you know that when you discuss with, it's just between you. He's not going to take it somewhere else, because that's his job. He's going to help you. He's a professional in that way, you know. So I think it really helps a lot in different things, not just on the pitch, going on the pitch to play football, but what happens out there. It reflects how you're going to perform when you go on the pitch. Yeah.
Agreed. Angel Musonda says, you said that you were a Liverpool fan. So how did you feel playing against your team that you support from childhood? And someone else asked the same thing. Katabwe 109. What was it like playing against Liverpool? Tell us about that.
It was a dream come true. Like
Anfield. Wait, let's talk about Anfield. I was at that game. I was at that game. Yeah.
You know, walking out of the tunnel, and then just the atmosphere itself, it was insane. It was like electric. I just hear it or see it on TV, but to be able to experience it, it was crazy. It was really amazing, you know. And one thing, like for me, what happens, it's like when I'm playing, I really don't focus about the cloud, you know. I really pay attention to what I'm doing about the game. I'm just focused on the game.
So you shut everything else out?
Yeah. I just put my ears to my teammates, to my coach, and for the fans, I just remember about the fans. When I score, I have to go and celebrate with them. They are there. I have to celebrate. But what they're doing, they're supporting. I can feel their support, but not really pay attention about the negativity that is coming from the fans now. I really pay attention to their support, but not the negative things that are coming from outside now. How you're going to perform when you go on the beach. Yeah.
Agreed. Angel Musonda says, you said that you were a Liverpool fan. So how did you feel playing against your team that you support from childhood? And someone else asked the same thing. Katabwe 109. What was it like playing against Liverpool? Tell us about that.
It was a dream come true. Like
Anfield. Wait, let's talk about Anfield. I was at that game. I was at that game. Yeah.
You know, walking out of the tunnel, and then just the atmosphere itself, it was insane. It was like electric. I just hear it or see it on TV, but to be able to experience it, it was crazy. It was really amazing, you know. And one thing, like for me, what happens, it's like when I'm playing, I really don't focus about the cloud, you know. I really pay attention to what I'm doing about the game. I'm just focused on the game.
So you shut everything else out?
Yeah. I just put my ears to my teammates, to my coach, and for the fans, I just remember about the fans. When I score, I have to go and celebrate with them. They are there. I have to celebrate. But what they're doing, they're supporting. I can feel their support, but not really pay attention about the negativity that is coming from the fans now. I really pay attention to their support, but not the negative things that are coming from outside now.
So you didn't focus on the what must I say? On the the crowd wasn't intimidating at Anfield. Must have been strange for you because
it was interesting. Like it was encouraging, you know. It was
wow.
I personally, I love to play in a crowded stadium. Like if it's a full packed stadium, you know, the atmosphere, whether they are supporting me or they are the opponents, just the stadium when it's full, it's amazing to play in that environment. So in at Anfield, it was unbelievable. It it was a memorable moment for me.
And then when you're lighting up, you just look and you're looking at, you know, some of the unbelievable.
And one thing I was surprised is it was the way our fans also sang that night. It was unbelievable. They've never sung like that before. There were not so many, but they were
not at all. It was a small section. I remember, but they were loud.
They were loud, for sure. Yeah. I was like, okay, everyone means business today. No one is going here to play.
Patrick Chinyimba says, please pardon. Just a shout out to me. Shout out to Patrick Chinyimba, please.
Patrick Chinyimba, a big shout out to
you. And then there was a question here, and it's been coming. Bulls_Junior says, did Haaland give you any pressure? Let's talk about your teammates now at Red Bull Salzburg and just that partnership before he left. How well that you and Haaland played together?
It's not so difficult to play with him. I think he's really a good young lad, and he's very professional. The way he sees things, the way he reacts to things, he's so professional and mature. Like you can even start questioning his age, you know.
An old head. It's an old head on young shoulders.
Yeah. It's really good. He's so professional, the way he do things, and playing alongside him, it was really a great feeling, and because we got to understand each other and we helped each other to develop. There's always competition between us, you know, and not only the competition of whereby it is going to lead of a point where you don't have to pass to your friend, but a competition of helping each other to improve, you know.
Wow.
Where if you see that your friend is in a better position, you're going to give him because you want him to improve, you want him to be better. And at the end of the day, it's about the team that we're doing this thing, you know. And really, for me, all my career from Zambia until now, pressure has always been there.
Okay.
And I always use it as a motivation. I don't use it like a distraction because it's there to push me, and it's because I want to become better every day. So, of course, pressure will always be there. And I never felt like it was pressure to play with Haaland or to play with Hee-chan Wang or any other player. But because we understood each other that we have to help each other to improve every day. And at the end of the day, we had one common goal, which was to help the team win.
Upalo Suale says, Carol, you need to ask him to tell you a joke. He's a very funny guy. Okay, we'll get to that. So start thinking about it. Before we say goodbye, you must tell me a joke. So now with Haaland gone, obviously with him having left in February, you were well aware. You said pressure has always been a part of your game. So now you're well aware that largely that goal-scoring responsibility now lies with you.
Well, it has always been there, but maybe because, you know, at that time it was Haaland's time. You know, it was his time. So we had to do everything we can to support him, and because like I said, it's always about the team, not about an individual. So even now, it's not like I need to have a lot of things to go through my mind to say, no, it's me who is there. I've always been here. I've always been there. And it's my duty. I'm a striker, and the duty for a striker is to score goals. So if I don't score, whether there's Haaland, whether it's not there, it has to be a big deal for me because I haven't done my thing. But again, it's not only about me scoring that I can help the team. If it's not my day, because sometimes it happens that it's not your day.
Not your day, yeah.
Yeah, so what am I going to do to help the team? I have to be clever enough to know that, okay, today is not my day. Maybe I have to assist. I have to try to do whatever I can to help the team. You know, if I don't score. So, yeah, pressure is always there, but I always look at it as a motivation for me to keep on improving myself.
Zando Katabi too says, do you ever set targets for yourself every season?
I set my targets like for every season, for every day. I always set targets. Like as a person, when you wake up, you need to have your day lined up. You have to know what you want to do, what you have to achieve, and when the day is about to end, you have to double check what have you achieved from what you have lined up. Because I cannot set targets for a season and then I expect to just achieve it at the end of the season. But what I'm going to be doing every day is going to help me achieve the long-term set target, which is at the end of the season. So what I do every day, it will determine the outcome of my season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're loving football in Austria, hey? You're loving it. And even the way that you started, luckily it wasn't the kind of start that you experienced. Where was it? Not Power Dynamos, at Njanga Rangers. It wasn't a start like that, right? Things have been going well. They really are.
Yeah, things are, like, they started going well even just after the youth league.
Yes.
You know, just coming and then playing 2 games, youth league champion, scoring 2 goals in the semi-final, in the final. And so it was a great start. And even now, I'm enjoying myself playing here. I'm enjoying my time, and I just want to keep on going, to keep on improving, and not just to be satisfied, because there's a lot that I have to do, that I have to work on, and I've got a long way to go. It's not like I've already arrived or I've achieved anything. No, I really have a lot that I have to do.
Okay, I've got 2 questions for you from Linicum Wicks. First one, what is your best holiday destination in Zambia?
Livingstone for sure.
Yeah. Okay. And the second one was, what do you think about a foreign quota being introduced in the Zambian league?
I think it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing. I think it's good in a sense that a lot of players will be given opportunity to play, and also it will be a very good development and improvement for the national team. Again, I feel also when we have foreign players in the country, they bring in that competition, and they help the local players to continue pushing and working hard for their place, you know, and not just to relax. But again, yeah, it's a two-way thing. It's something not so easy, because, like, for example, I would say even here in Austria, I don't know if there's even a limit. I don't know, but because we have got a lot of foreign players here at our club, and again, a lot of teams, I don't know, maybe because they look at it at the business kind of aspect, you know, they're trying to bring in development to the game. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's good. Again, it's bad, but
there's advantages and disadvantages. Yeah.
It's not for me to decide whether to say no, they should do this or that. But
yeah. Leneka, tough questions, Wena. Okay, bright ideas. Bwepu says, if you were to come back to Zambia, which team would you love to play for? Like now, if you were gonna go back to Zambia now, which team would you play for?
To be honest, I think I'll go back to Power Dynamos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miltoni 007 says, Patson is the man. You'll be in the top 5 leagues in the next 2 years. So you extended your contract last year, December.
Yeah.
till 2024. They knew that they had to do that because the teams are calling. You know that you are like, you're making headlines at the moment, eh? Premier League.
Yeah, like I think it was a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Because my contract was expiring next year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think also for me, before then, I wanted to have security, you know, to know what my next step will be, and to know that, okay, if this thing doesn't work out, then I have this thing. So for me to be offered a contract, of course, because of the development, the progress that I've made, it's also a big thing for the club, because like even my market value is going up, and also for me, like I said, I wanted to be secure, to know that, okay, I still have a running contract with this team until this, but again, it's a point where, because I know the kind of team that I'm playing for, it's not a team that holds on to players for forever. But when there's a good deal, there's a good opportunity that comes in, I'm able to leave at any time, you know. So it wasn't difficult for me to decide.
Okay, but you're ready. I mean, you're talking about all this development and the progress that you are making, the travels into Europe. So you are ready for whatever comes now.
I was born ready.
Hey. Okay. Who is your favorite team member or teammate at Salzburg?
Everyone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I interact with everyone because they are my teammates. I need them, they need me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Oviche says, where would you choose to play if the opportunity came, Barcelona or Madrid? He told you Barcelona is his favorite team. All right?
I'm a Barcelona fan.
Yeah. This is another question that came through. The toughest opponent, the toughest player you've so far had to face?
It's pretty difficult to choose, but I would say it was really difficult to play against Van Dijk, because he's a big, strong guy. He's smart. He's intelligent. Like, I think he plays football with his mind more, you know, like he doesn't really play more with his body, but he's so clever that he uses his mind to play football. It's just unbelievable. It was really kind of a nightmare to play against him, but it was a great experience.
Okay. I read somewhere that when you arrived in Austria, you found it a bit difficult in terms of cooking for yourself, right? But Davies Nkausu says you are an amazing chef because you cook for them in the national team. So which is it? Can you cook or can't you? Davies says you are like the best chef. You cook for them.
Well, during that time, like...
During which time? When you arrived in Austria?
No.
Oh, okay.
The time when I cooked for them, like it was... we were cooking with my friend Paul Katema, and I was in the process of learning, and so it wasn't like the best I could cook, but it turned out that it was good, and thank God that we didn't had stomach pain after eating.
Yeah. well, you have a reputation in the national team of being the best chef. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about representing your nation, flying that flag high, you know, and your performances for the national team. Some of your highlights. Obviously, we were talking about the under-20 AFCON.
Yeah, I think the under-20 was the biggest highlight for me.
Okay.
Yeah, the AFCON was was so special in a way that I never experienced such a moment with the Zambia national team, where the fans, the way they were turning up in numbers, the way they were supporting, regardless of what time we were playing, it was insane. And
yeah,
like the atmosphere just across the country, even the people who are not present, who are just watching in their various homes, it was a special moment for us as a group that came together. Like it was a process which started like don't know if it was 2016 or 2017, and then coming to achieve it that time, it was like, okay, the final product now, we're now reaping what we have been sowing, all this. Yeah. And so, and being given the opportunity to play also for the national team, the first team, it was really a big, it's always an honor. It's always a big achievement, because we are, I don't know if it's 18 million Zambians, and then to be selected to represent those people, it's not just about yourself. You're carrying all the people with you, you're doing it for them. And so to be given that opportunity, it's not something that I would at any day take for granted and just misuse it, but I'll always give it my best. I'll always play with my heart out, because when you lose this chance, I don't want to regret anything at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I want to, because playing football satisfies me. I feel like I'm alive when I'm playing football. And so being part with the national team with a lot of great talent, great guys, it's really an honor for me.
Okay, we're about to let you go. I'm just looking at some of these questions. Mutuna, he gave you tips for making it as a footballer from Zambia. There was another question. How do you pick yourself up after a bad game? Streets_199.
Oh, it's always a difficult moment.
Yeah.
But like I said again earlier on, that at the club, when you have someone to talk to, it's always easy. So after the game, like mostly I find it difficult to sleep. So because I start to reflect on the game, what I was doing wrong, what would have done better and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly I talk to the same guy at the club, and he always tells me it's normal at that particular time. If your mind wants to think about that, what you have been doing, don't force yourself not to think about it. Think about it, and then you get over it. When you're thinking about it, and then don't think much about the negative things that you're doing, but try to replace it, the negative things, and try to do something that is going to make you happy. What makes you happy? If it's listening to music, if it's watching something funny, just something that will distract you from that. But you have to give it a certain percent where you have to really think about it.
And then
and not always, but just go out of it and just start doing something that is going to help you out.
Bridget Clem says, expectations of Zambia national team, the expectations are high. Can your generation win the AFCON now moving forward?
Well, the expectations have never been low. They are always high, and it's not just from the fans, but also from ourselves, because we know what we can do. And I think that's the common goal that we have as a team. Everyone who comes to the national team, they know that we are doing it for the country. We have to make the country proud. And there's no one who comes to the national team to say, I've come to play the game so that we don't win or so that we don't qualify to the Africa Cup. But we always come there to give our best and to want to go to the Africa Cup, to win the Africa Cup. That's the goal, that's the dream that we have as a team. So it's what drives us to always keep moving when we come together as a team.
Mugabe J20 says, why do you like the jersey number 20?
Well, there's really nothing special, but if I was to find a reason, I can say that it was a breakthrough number for me. When I did it at Power Dynamos, then everything changed. That's how I just started wearing number 20. But I was a fan of number 9.
Okay. And now, as we're about to let you go, everyone is saying, hey, give us that joke before you go. We heard you're a funny guy. Waiting for the joke. People
really,
are still, no, joke. They're all waiting for the joke.
No
pressure.
Really, I'm not even a funny guy. I just try to, you see, you're laughing, but I'm not even saying anything. So.
No, because I can see you're trying to deflect. We've been told you're a funny guy. Come, tell us.
No, not really. I just like to interact with people just to have fun, and I don't even realize it that maybe I've just said something funny and someone is laughing just like that. So yeah, but I just love to be in a place where we're having fun and we're laughing, and that's all.
That's the joke, guys. You see, okay, everyone is a joke, no pressure. Listen, Patson, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much, for giving us your time, taking us through the journey. And we know bigger, better, it's all coming for you. And you've got a legion of fans that are all behind you. Thank you for making Africa so proud.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. And I really appreciate. I want to say thank you also to the fans that came in to be with us, to have this moment together. And I just hope that they will continue taking good care of themselves during this pandemic, and just to remember to do the required instructions, and just to make sure that they are well. And hopefully we'll meet at the stadium one day.
Looking forward to it. Keep well.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, Salulani Piri. Bye.